Connected?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Gabby, for your help. Appreciate it.
Hmm.
So, check this out. The most surprising thing about creating this course has been people like being so skeptical and about why I would want to give away a book or a course and teach people how to make millions of dollars. And that really kind of caught me off guard because I remember when I didn't have any money, like completely broke. And I remember feeling like it was like this whole uphill battle and having to make every decision based around what I could afford, not actually what I wanted. And that level of like survival mode and in kind of a way like even like a little bit helpless and desperate for a few things. Like it felt so difficult. I was like living in a railroad apartment in a bunk bed that I actually made. I actually put it together with 2x4s and mounted it against the wall so that there would be enough room to walk through the apartment because the next bedroom was right after mine. So to get to the kitchen, I had their bedroom walk through my bedroom, and the place was like infested with roaches, and it was tough. And what I did was I made the bunk bed so that I could actually have a little workstation, and that's kind of where I started working out. Built Innovation Ads out of the very first website and all those pieces in this like roach infested Astoria apartment in Queens. Great, cool neighborhood, lots of cool culture, lots of fun stuff to do there. And it wasn't super expensive, but the reality was I couldn't even like go out. If I did go out, if I finally didn't muster up the time to go out, I had to get the cheapest thing on the menu, not what I really wanted to eat. And I remember feeling this way and feeling like life had me like completely by the, you fill in the blank. And it was tough. It was really frustrating. And then when I'd go to people for help, since I hadn't accomplished anything yet, nobody wanted to help me. So if you might actually be in the same boat as that, you might even be there right now, or maybe you're a better place than me, or maybe you're even in a worse place. But I was like broke, in debt, and just barely making my rent. And then I finally got the courage just to launch my business. And I went after help in every single way possible. I asked banks for loans, I went to friends, I went to family, and was like, people are like, you can't do this. And that was really kind of the consensus I got from pretty much anybody asked, like, this is not possible. You should just take an easy job or just do sales. You know how to do that. And just kind of be secure and be safe. Look for a job with benefits. And I was like, this can't be right. The job at the time I had, I was making $1,500 a month in a base salary in New York City. So that's not really like a livable wage in Manhattan or Queens or any of the boroughs. And it was really frustrating for me. And nobody really was there to help me. So I had to do a lot by like trial by error and made a lot of mistakes along the way. Fortunately, I had some great books that I had read several times to try to get all the information out of them because there was no guide, there was no course on this that I could find, and let alone if I could find one, maybe I could, and it would be like an MBA program that was going to put me even more in debt. I didn't want to do that, and I don't think a lot of people want to do that. The thing is, the school system teaches you how to be like a great employee. It teaches you how to take direction, memorize things, do repeatable tasks, and most importantly for an employer, it's to like listen to and respect authority. Like I remember having to ask permission to go to the bathroom in school. Like that's ridiculous. You actually had to ask permission to be able to be excused to go to the bathroom. If you have to go to the bathroom, you have to go to the bathroom. That's just kind of the way it is. So, and if any of this resonates with you, please comment in. I can't see the comments because I actually set the phone up. So I'm got a light bar so you guys can see me. I wasn't planning on doing this. About to go out to dinner with a good friend of mine and get some sushi. But I just felt like the calling to just get on here and kind of lay it out on why I'm going to give away some coaching for free. I'm going to do a scholarship program for a course that I'm launching. And I'm launching a book next week, and I'm going to give away for super cheap and give it away to some free to some people. So be sure to check out that link when I'm done here, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments right now. Tell me where you're tuning in from, and I'll go back and I'll answer questions. If you have, if it resonates with you, let me know. Like, this is, like, I'm vibing on this. If you're like, this guy's crazy, go ahead and tell me I'm crazy. I'm all for that. My hair often speaks to that being craziness. So once I finally got the business off the ground, I thought for sure, like, I'm making a little bit of positive cash flow. And I went from nothing, and just a few months later, I was able to write myself a $45,000 check. And that was like, oh my God, I made it, like $45,000. Wow, I've never seen a check this big. I can't believe I'm the reciprocating end of this. But I also knew that the more that I invested in the business, that I could earn a big return on it. So it was very difficult. I just wrote that check to kind of reward myself, get myself more amped, but then I actually did reinvest it back into the business, because the more that I could invest into the business, I knew every dollar I put in, I probably could turn into like somewhere between $5 and $10 over the next 2 months, because I had built this formula and this plan that was really kind of foolproof, and it was really amazing. So I went to a bank finally, and I was like, you know what, let me borrow somebody else's money, right? Like OPM, other people's money. And there was a big movie about that, and that's a great way to leverage and grow, is by using other people's money. And you can give them a return, and you make a bigger return, and I was trying to learn that. And every single bank I went to was like, nope, just shooting me down constantly. So I went to an organization called SCORE. They have them everywhere, and I went and talked to those guys. I'm like, well, after you have, I think it was 6 months operating history at the time, then you can apply for a loan, and that will take another 6 months maybe to get approved, maybe 3 months if you're lucky, maybe even 30 days if you're really, really lucky. And the max amounts at that time were like maybe $100,000, and it was like a really long, drawn-out process. I could have maybe went that direction, but I knew if I took that same energy as it took to go after that loan, and I could actually take that energy into actually making money. So it seemed like it was actually more work to get the loan than to actually go out and create the business, make the business stronger. So once I finally started getting a little bit of footing towards the end of the first year and kind of figuring myself out, I was really searching for organizations and ways and people that would actually help me and teach me even more so than I did in the beginning. Now I've got some traction, I've got a business, I've got employees, I've got an office, I've got clients, I've got revenue, I've got profit, I've got all these things I think I needed, and now people will like help me out. So I went to go to the EO organization, Entrepreneurs Organization, and to my surprise, my dismay, they basically shut the door in my face because I didn't meet all the minimum requirements they had to be in the organization. And I'm like, well, isn't this supposed to be the place where entrepreneurs get together and help each other? And like, yeah, but you have to have $2 million in net income, and you have to be able to show it on your tax return. I'm like, but my company's not even that old, and I'm not going to do $2 million in my first year. Like, well, come see us another time. Get out of here. And I remember walking out. I think the event I went to, I think it was on Broadway. It might have been on Madison Avenue, but I'm pretty sure it was Broadway. And I walked outside, and it was like a really, really kind of cold, rainy fall day, and I didn't have an umbrella, and I was just like feeling so defeated. In one hand, I've had like all this opportunity and really created something amazing, and on the other hand, I had no idea what I was doing. And I wanted support, and I was like begging for it, and nobody wanted to help me out. And it was in that moment that I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. There's so much opportunity out here. There's so many people that know how to do this stuff, and nobody wants to help. Nobody wants to help me. So when I finally am gonna make it, when I make it, when I'm ready, I'm gonna put something together to help other people that want to make millions of dollars. So that's what I did. That's what I've done. That's what I've done with this book that I've created. That's why I created the Evolve Life page. That's why I interview other people. That's why I'm always posting just little thoughts and pieces. And sometimes it doesn't even seem like it's relevant to money. And sometimes it might seem like I'm tooting my own horn, but really I'm just trying to inspire people to realize that everybody is capable of greatness. this last year and several years before that, we have a trend in the United States, believe it or not. If you watch the media, you would think the sky is falling. But the reality is, there were over 10.8 millionaires in 2016. We still don't have the numbers for 2017, but if you watch the stock market, and you've seen how things are going, I think the number is going to be even bigger for 2017, and I believe that's going to get even bigger 2018. I mean, the way things are moving. This is your time. This is your time if you want to make millions. If you want to be in a place where you don't have to think about money. Like now, sometimes I order the most expensive thing on the menu, and it would just be because, wow, it's a $250 steak? That must be good. I gotta just try this to see how they could actually charge $250 for a steak. I've done it. I've done it for sashimi plates, over $600, a plate of like thinly cut fish. And it was good, not $650 good, but the experience is a possibility now for me. And I don't say this to brag, but now it's actually just to kind of point out how far I've come, because there was a time when all I could eat was the street meat in New York City because it was $4. And I put a bunch of sauce on it so I wouldn't be worrying about it. And I remember being in that place, and now it's like, now money is not a concern to me. It's like an afterthought. I'm more concerned about the generations that I leave behind, my kids, their kids, and how do I create wealth that lasts that long. And having that far out, it's such a different mindset than when I was just trying to figure out how to make rent and pay the electric bill in Astoria in a place that was like disgusting. Like it was not nice. I mean, I had great friends to live with there, and they were really cool people, and they still mean the world to me. And we had a lot of good times, but it was filthy. And if Craig and Andra, if you guys watch this, please comment and let them know what it was like living in Astoria compared to where you guys are living now, because we've all come a really far way. So the whole point in me actually creating this course, creating this book, is to put the power in your hands, because it's actually not as complex as one would think if you have the formula to create it. If you have the formula to create wealth, then all of a sudden wealth just continues to grow for you. Today I made over $11,000, and I spent my morning on the beach meditating and priming. Then I went to the gym. I didn't have time to go to the spa because I was going to the chiropractor. I met with a friend for lunch, and I didn't get any work done. Then I was supposed to work after I met my friend for lunch, and I ended up getting called into a doctor's appointment because I'm doing some anti-aging, or I don't even like to call it that. It's like more like just getting myself to peak performance. I'm doing everything I can to get myself so I have the energy and vitality that I had growing up, and I have like just that gumption to go out and tackle the world, because now that's where my focus is on. Yet I still was able to generate all this revenue based on some passive investments in businesses that automatically come to me. And that didn't even include like my real estate stuff that, you know, I get paid rent on every single month. And now all of a sudden this money is working for me. So if you can get to that place, your world is going to change. And I want to see that for you. I really want to see that for as many people as possible. I'm going for helping 1,000 people. I'm going to help 1,000 people become millionaires over the next 5 years. If you want to be one of them, then stay tuned on this channel, sign up for the giveaway, and I'll help you get there. I'm going to keep giving you valuable content so that you can start applying it to your life. Because once you actually have this knowledge and it's organized in the way that I've done it, it's going to allow you to be so incredibly successful. You know, there's a saying out there that knowledge is power. And it's funny because I feel like powerful people dumb down and water down the information so that you kind of have some of it, but you don't have all of it. And it really kind of drives me nuts, because knowledge is not power. You have to have accurate knowledge. And you have to be able to organize the knowledge. And you need to be able to actually take action on that knowledge. You have to be able to make that knowledge so organized that it becomes actionable, and then you have power to do something. So you already have a ton of knowledge about a lot of things, I'm sure. A lot of things I don't have knowledge about. And things that you're very passionate about. You can take those things that you are passionate about, that you really love doing, and turn it into a monetization strategy. So maybe you're already doing it right now, maybe you already have your own business. I don't know what your situation is, but the way I've broken out the formula will help you get clarity if you don't know. If you don't know what it is that you want and what you want to do. And then if you already do, it's going to be able to help you really hone in and focus and set a goal in a way that you're so driven by the purpose behind it. Because there's always going to be tough days. There's always going to be days where things don't go the way that you think that they're going to go. I promise you, there's always a gift on the other side if you're willing to see it. And that's one of the other things I teach you, is how to see why those things that happen the way you didn't want them to happen have happened. It might take you a couple days, and maybe you won't know for sure, but you'll start to get intuitions about it. And that really helps you to propel yourself through those tough days. But even more important is having like a big purpose behind it. Like, why would you want to have $1 million? Write in the comments, because it would really be helpful to me if you let me know, what it would be that would drive you to make $1 million, to have $1 million in your bank account. Why would that feel good to you? Is it just because it would be security and you know that you have money? Is it that you know you can get a better education, or you can get a bigger house, or you can do something for your kids, or just to like get rid of that anxiety and worry? Or maybe you're living in survival mode like I was, and just like barely scraping by, and you're like, man, if I had $1 million, my problems would be like solved. I would be like begging for those problems of a millionaire. So, put those in the comments and let me know, because there's a cool thing that happens when you start to have this kind of money. There's a ripple effect, because not only is it that you're now able to give yourself more, and give yourself more fun things, and go on more adventures, and get better education, and eat like crazy foods, but you can also give it to your family, to your friends. Now also you can do parties and have everybody come on over and like not even worry about the money, or take people out, or give really nice gifts for Christmas or for birthdays, and really be able to like give back to those people the closest to you, and show them how much you care in ways more than just spending time with them. Because spending time with people, giving them words of affirmation, building them up, even physical touch, like those are great ways to show that you care about somebody. But you know what? Lighting up people's faces when you give them a nice gift is also a whole lot of fun. And I know you already know it because you've done it. But now if you could do it whenever you want at your will, you could always get people what you want to get them versus what you can afford to get them. It's not like about the materialistic aspect of it, even though it can be part of that. I'm a firm believer we're in a material world. We're spiritual beings in a material world, so let's enjoy this materialistic stuff. Absolutely, I'm all about opulence and abundance and having like everything you want and giving everything you can. But the idea is, when you actually get to give somebody what you want to give them, like it's the feeling inside of you is so exciting. And I know you've experienced this before. And then when you give somebody something like that's kind of half of what you'd like to give them, you feel like a certain amount of disappointment when you're giving it to them. Like, I'm giving you this, but I really want to give you this, and I wish I could afford it. That goes away. But the real big change is in what happens with the community. And this is like your friends, your family, and even out to the people that live around you. You start to do good with this money. You start to spend it in ways that give jobs to people. So the more money you make, the more you're going to spend. So you're going to actually be a job creator by actually having more money. You'll employ people. It gives me great pride to know that I can actually put food on the tables of my employees, and their whole family gets to eat it, or it helps them with their college fund, or helps them with their race car, or whatever it might be. Like, that gives me a tremendous amount of joy to be able to help those individuals. Even knowing, like, at the racetrack, for example, I believe last year we paid out around $250,000, $300,000 in salaries and contract labor, somewhere around there, I think. And it might even be double that. I didn't pay myself nearly that much. Actually, on that racetrack, I didn't pay myself anything. So, but it gives me a lot of pride and joy to be able to give back to those individuals and be able to do that for their families. It just makes it so much more fun. And then you see a whole community come together at that racetrack, and thousands of people pretty much every single weekend joining together and doing what they love. Like, that gives so much joy to not just yourself, but to see it on other people. It's just a really, really great thing. And I want you to be able to do that in whatever way you are passionate about. Whatever way you're passionate about is a way that you can monetize and give your gift to the world, rather than, being in a call center or being a receptionist. Or if you have a business, you might be in that bubble where it's like, I don't know if I can make money or not. I'm just barely scraping by. And that's actually, if that's your situation, then this course is gonna blow your mind, because it's gonna put things in such a very clear, systematic way that you know what you need to do on a daily basis to get to your $1 million goal. Maybe your goal is $10 million, maybe it's 50 million. I'm working with somebody right now, his goal is 50 million. And just in about 3 weeks we've been working together, he's like basically almost doubled his revenue. So I want that for you. And it's a really exciting thing to see that happen. And I know that you're gonna create great things if you take the plunge, if you go after your dreams and you follow this formula. It will make your life so much easier. So I'm gonna get out of here, get out to dinner. Please post any questions, share this with anybody, tag anybody that you think is like on the path that they wanna get more out of their life and get more money into their life, because money gets a bad rap. A lot of people say money is the root of all evil, and that's like a complete misquote. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, and that means that you love money over your family, over your friends, over your own morals, over your own self, right? But money is actually just stored energy, and it will allow you to do a lot of things, like anything you want to do. And it makes it much easier to do those things and to do them in ways that are actually more fun. But money is also a magnifier, so it brings out your personality and who you are. So when you see people that are jerks, when they have money, well, it's magnified. They were jerks before they had money. That's just the reality of it. And a lot of times they'll make the money to become jerk. The magnification of them being jerks gets bigger, and then they get broken down, and then they have to reinvent themselves. And that kind of happened with me. I had a little bit of an ego trip when I made my first millions, and it was I got to be a little bit of a jerk. That part of me came out to a degree, and I had to stumble a little bit and reinvent myself to just be a positive person and really want to give back to people, because it's so much more fun. Life is so much better when you live that way. So all of your great attributes and all your flaws get magnified when you make money. But that means that you can have even a bigger reason of why you should be an awesome person. So the way that I teach this, and some of the elements and some of these principles, actually going to help you hone in on some of those character flaws that you might have, that you might not even know you have, so that you can get a level of presence that you can give more. You give from the heart. You make your money from the heart. This is not about, if you want to make money quick and trample on people to do it, this course, please do not take it. I will throw you out. You got to have an idea that you're bringing some value to the world. You're not just trying to cheat the system. You actually want to bring something to the world, or you're already bringing something to the world. You want to bring more of it to the world. And that's what this is all about. So if that resonates with you, if that excites you, please share this, tag somebody in a comment, let me know, and that will be it. So I'm going to go get some sushi in Sunset Harbor, a beautiful place I've never heard of before. My friend Josh is taking me there. He's a developer in New Orleans, and he just bought like over 1 million square feet of real estate. And when you have money, you get invited to talk to people like this, and actually they continuously help you out. So I'm trying to bridge that gap for you, so you get the opportunity to make that money. So you're not in a position where you have to wait, because I promise you, when I sold my business and the first wire came in, which was for millions of dollars, among several wires after that, I got a call by the bank immediately afterwards. And all of a sudden, the regional manager was like my right hand, had their cell phone, the same bank that wouldn't give me a loan 3 years earlier. So I don't want you to have to wait until you've accomplished something for people to help you along the way. That doesn't make any sense. I want to help you get where you want to be by teaching you everything that I possibly can and helping you get a great structure so you can set yourself up for success in exactly what you want to do. So I hope this resonates with you. Check out the book. Have a great night, whatever you're doing. And I'll be back with some more stuff. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get the inspiration to throw out another video for you guys. If you have any questions, if you want me to do a video on something else, just comment it and I will come on back and give you some answers if I can. And if I can't, I will try to find somebody that has those answers and bring them on, or I will get answers and try to give you the best I can or point you in the right direction. Have a great night or day, whatever time you're watching this, and be happy. Cheers. Hey, kitten.